Hey guys, this is Jenny, and this is a slow flow class. And today we are going to continue working towards our bird of paradise in our slow flow class. So we've slowly been working towards the fullest expression of our bird of paradise posture. And this is one of those postures that, it can be something that we never fully come into the full expression of the posture, and there's nothing wrong with that. So this is one of those times where I really love these kinds of postures because it forces us to come to terms with the fact that just because I don't come into the fullest expression of the posture does not mean that there's anything wrong with me. Doesn't mean that I'm doing the practice wrong. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just means that this is where my body can take me. I'm not worried about getting to the fullest expression of the posture. What I want is to learn about myself along the way. I want to experience the feelings in my own body along the way. I want to know and understand myself better along the way. And different movements, different postures can unlock different energetic space for us. And so if we never try the postures that we think of as being like more difficult or challenging or more advanced, then we can potentially never open up to new energetic space that could come from within those postures, whatever those things can unlock for us, right? So I want us to just let go of our attachment or our ideal of, that if I don't accomplish this thing this way, that it's failure or that I'm not doing it right or any of those things. We're simply allowing ourselves to engage. And, that comes back to the ideals of doing something just because it's fun, doing something just to try it. Like when you were a kid and you would go to like gymnastics class or something and they'd be like, let's try this new thing. We never sat around and were like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. I'm not going to try it. While all the other kids are jumping on the balance beam, or all the other kids are out there doing this thing, or your dance teacher gave you a new dance that, was a little more complex. Like, we just tried. We just did it. And that's really the attitude that we need to come into our entire life experience with. And what happens if one day it just clicks? We can try a posture again and again and again and again for 3-4 years, never be able to do it. And then one day, miraculously, your body says yes. Your body opens up to the thing. Your body gives you permission to step into that space. That's the coolest thing. I don't have to be able to engage in the fullness of the posture to get amazing things from it. And I just hope that we all start to look at the entirety of our life experience that way. My mantra for last year was to take chances and have fun. Take chances and have fun. Take calculated risks. Do things that I don't normally do. Get myself out of my box. Just do it for the fun of it. I don't have to have any other reason than just to try and just to have fun and just to see what happens. And I can see what happens and I can try it over and over and over again. It doesn't mean I'm a failure because I can't get into it. It just means my body's not ready to go there yet. And that's okay. It's still fun. The rest of the part of the experience leading up to it is still fun. There's still awesome rewards in that energetic space for me if I'm willing to look at it and see it from those eyes, right? And that is up to me to change my perceptions of what those kinds of experiences look like, what kind of beauty and treasure those things hold for me, and if I'm willing to even see it as that way, right? So I want us to think about like my mantra this year. I have a mantra every year, and it didn't come right away for me. Well, I had a word or an ideal or a concept that I knew I wanted to work towards, which was connection. Connection not just to other people, which is what generally or traditionally I think most people would think of when they hear that word, but energetic connection to the things around me, feeling into the energy around me all the time, even when I'm by myself. If I'm outside in nature, if I'm in my own home, how does the energy of that space make me feel? What does it elicit within my own being? What am I feeling? As I'm engaging in knowing what I'm feeling, then I can also know more about who and what I am. That's the intimacy of knowing the self, right? So that connection is something that has been very forward for me in thinking about the words that I'm using to identify like the year or the energy of this year for me, or the perceptions that I want my energy to kind of like focus around. And then I had a awesome mantra come for me. So my mantra last year, like I said, was take chances, have fun. This year my mantra is mind over matter, soul over all. Mind over matter means I realize that it is my mind that is co-creating a lot of my experience, like the visual of my experience, right? I am co-creating a narrative. So I got to be really careful and pay attention to the narrative. And that, matter is not something that is not a part of us. It is also a part of us. And I can master that ability to shift matter. And, I think a lot of us are thinking like, oh, telekinesis and psychic powers and stuff like that. Well, I mean, yes, we can work on those kinds of gifts as well, but it's more of recognizing the power of my own being. The power of my own being. The things outside of me don't have power over me. It's this, right? And that's where the soul overall really comes in. My soul is over all of it. My soul is the most important part. My soul is the most prominent aspect. I can master anything if I study hard enough, if I read up enough about it, if I try again and again and again. I can master so many things, right? I can master riding skateboards if I really release my fear and really go for it. I can master bike riding. I can master different skills, right? So that's really where I'm thinking of like the mind over matter aspect of it. But then it's my soul is irrelevant. What's the motivation? Why am I trying to access these things? Recognizing that the physical is limited without the soul aspect of the being, right? Because yes, I'm thinking and visualizing about how I want things to look in that co-creator aspect of the ability, or my ability to co-create. But without the soul aspect of it, nothing happens. The soul, the passion, the desire has to be what's fueling the actions, right? So as long as this what's feeding my experience, everything's awesome. Everything's amazing. As long as I'm always motivated and fueled by the desire of the heart, the truth of my own being, the soul space, everything is exactly as it should be, and I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about anything. And that soul connectedness is also that devotion to divinity, devotion to my own life, devotion to my higher self, right? So, think about that today during your practice of like, I'm not saying you have to come up with a word for your year or a mantra the way that I do. And, we can feel free to adopt each other's mantra. Do you like anything I said today? You can use it. If you find other stuff that works better for you, awesome. What's the most prominent thing in your heart right now that you feel like needs the most attention or the most focus from you personally within this year? Whether it be change, growth, opening up to those changes and growth. New ways of looking at certain life experiences that you never looked at them that way before. So think about that today. Think about how you can, and the reason why I use these target words and these kinds of mantras is to make sure I don't forget. I don't forget to relate myself back to that idea, right? I don't forget to learn more about myself within that narrative, that ideal, or that mantra, right? So it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to lose focus. So this just helps me to keep focused. So what could potentially that word or mantra be for you? Why do you think that that's what you want it to be? What do you hope to learn from that? Where do you hope to grow? What do you hope to learn about yourself through that mantra or that word, right? So today I want us to focus on that. I want us to think about being more carefree in our life experience and not being so serious. There's been so much loss recently, and we've had very close people come down with serious diagnosis and recently, and it's a reminder. Whenever that stuff happens in my life, it's super hard. I mean, we all have grief over loss, and potential loss and things of that nature. And grief of the health, the health being what it was before and all of this kind of stuff. But in conjunction with that, it's a reminder, or I hope that it's a reminder. I hope that we take these things as reminders to show us that every moment is precious. Every moment that we get to be here, sharing this world with the people we love and breathing into our bodies and experiencing life is a tremendous and valuable gift. Every moment of it. Even the really uncomfortable, weird stuff, it's all an amazing gift. That we get to be here and grow and evolve and shift through those experiences. It's all a gift. And be more playful with your experience. Stop being so serious. Stop holding yourself up to these stupid expectations of like, I'm not going to try it if I can't do it perfect. I'm not going to do that if I don't look good doing it, quote unquote. According to who? You can do a dance move that 20 people are going to love and 5 people won't, but you're going to be focused on the 5 people who don't, right? Who gives a shit? It's your life. Do what you want to do. Don't have the regrets of not experiencing your life in the way you want to. And to be playful with it, man. Have fun. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Everything's not so serious. We put the seriousness into it. We put the mundane into the experience. We make things boring. We make things challenging on ourselves most of the time. Try to infuse your experience with as much joy, as much love, as much fun, as much levity, as much lightness as you possibly can. Your yoga practice. When we're working on doing postures like the Bird of Paradise, and people are really seriously usually beating themselves up, like, I'm never going to get this, I'm never going to get it. I'll never be able to do that beautiful posture that so-and-so can do, or whatever. It's like, stop comparing yourself. Stop putting seriousness into it. Have fun. Have fun. Only care about what you're doing. Only care about you and what you're doing and the fun that you can have, the things that you can learn about yourself on your way to think. And you don't even have to get to the top of the mountain. You don't even have to get to the fullest expression of the posture to learn awesome things about yourself and have a really good time doing it. So please, take the seriousness out of it. Have some fun. Be lighthearted. Infuse more play and more joy into your life experience. Thinking today about how can I be more playful? That's hard. It's not always easy because as we're kids, we're all like crazy jumping around and being silly, and everybody's always like, sit still, be quiet. You're misbehaving. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to get your name on the board if you're acting up, Like we always have all of these people pushing us back in the box, pushing us back into these reserved good girls or good boys, right? We got to stop living. That's not living. And take those old programs out of our experience and replace them with new, more playful ways of experiencing life. Tap back into that childlike aspect of your being. Those that always curious, always full of wonder, always had a million questions. Don't you just like when you're kids for a little, if you guys have kids or if you have nieces and nephews or sisters or brothers or whatever, children that you're exposed to, don't you just like sometimes think, oh my gosh, I want to choke them. They're asking 1,000 questions. I mean, yeah, they're asking 1,000 questions because they want to know everything. They want to know about the way everything works. They want to understand the world. They want to experience the world. They want to know about you. They want to experience you. They want to know about how fun it feels to do a cartwheel in the front yard. They want to know how fun it feels to jump on a trampoline. They want to know how fun it feels to ride roller skates and get on their bike and jump a wheelie and do all the crazy things that we, as we get older, tell ourselves we can no longer do. Because I'm a grown-up, can't do that, Be playful. How can I bring more playfulness into my relationships with my children? How can I bring more playfulness into my relationship with my spouse, my partner? What have they ever even seen a more playful, lighthearted, carefree version of me? Do I give them access to that part of myself, or do I stuff it down all the time? You know, am I too embarrassed to dance crazy in the kitchen for a minute in front of my children, or in front of my husband, or in front of my mom, or my best friend, or whatever it is? Stop being so afraid of living your life. Stop being so afraid of fun and playfulness and joy and levity and lightness. God, as tough as things can be, and as much as, you know, we miss these opportunities to do this cool stuff with the people we love, we're going to be faced with the potential to regret it, to regret not doing the fun stuff, not taking the trip, not making time for your sibling, or not making time to do the neat things, right? And we're in a time where there's so much suppression and so much of like, you can't go outside, you gotta wear this, you can't touch them. And, you know, it's so important to make sure that we're doing that to the ability that we have to do it safely within our homes. And that's up to everybody to decide what that looks like for themselves. But this is not the time to shrink away from the world. This is the time to press ourselves into it. This is the time to fully engage. And where people want to suppress our ability to live, we have to press ourselves out. And I'm not talking about anything specifically. I don't have an agenda with this. I'm just saying, even if it's with the people in your own home, even if it's where you know, spend the most time that is safe for you to be and to touch and to hug and to do all this stuff, do as much of it as you can. Do as much of it as you can. Do it all the time. Don't apologize for telling your kids you love them 100 times during the day, or your spouse, or, you know, talking to your mom on the phone and telling whatever, and, you know, reaching out to your best friends and telling them how much you love and adore them and all of this stuff. Like, we never want to miss the opportunities to live fully, to engage and to be present and to experience the relationships with the people that we love. So I really want to encourage you today to figure out, where is it that I can be more playful? Where can I take some of that like seriousness out of the experience and create more lightness and fun and even like just, you know, when we first start putting play back into our life, it can feel really weird. We can kind of be like rigid and robotic as we first start trying to do it. Like, you haven't danced in a long time, and you start trying to dance with other people or in front of other, even by yourself, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is some craziness. This is not what that's supposed to look like or feel like, you know. And that doesn't mean we stop. That just means we keep going. We keep doing it until it feels natural. We keep doing it until we get the groove. We keep doing it until we feel the energetic shift, the opening up to the playfulness, to the joy, releasing all of these barriers and limitations that we've created for ourselves from fully engaging within that space. It takes time. And you might have to do it again and again and again and again before it feels normal and natural to you. But don't stop. Keep going. Keep trying. Keep looking for new ways to be fun, to have fun, to be playful, to be relaxed, to be silly. Looking for those opportunities to spread that kind of light that shines from within us, because that is such a powerful, potent, intoxicating energy. And it just sucks people in where they want to play with you, where they want to be a part of that energy too, where they want to meet you in that space. And that is something so awesome to get to share with the people in your life. And it's so meaningful. So I just really, really encourage you today to think about where you can be more playful, where you can have more lightness, What relationships really suffer the most for you not being playful? Like, where do you restrict yourself the most that you could potentially open up more, which would create more intimacy and depth of connectedness with that other individual, right? So let's get started by tuning in to our own being and just coming into our breath. Long in the spine, dropping the shoulders back and down. Take the chin, tuck it back ever so slightly down, so that the head is hovering over the heart, and the heart hovers over the sits bones. The crown of the head is shining into the sky. And finding your breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And just begin to take those gentle neck rotations. Whatever direction feels best this morning. Not forcing or pressing, just allowing, pausing and breathing into any tension, any places that feel a little bit of pain or discomfort, and just breathe into that space. Don't push. We never want to press into tingling, numbness, or pain. Remembering our practice is meant to be nurturing, supportive, and sustaining, not injuring, painful. It's okay to push ourselves. We just don't want to push ourselves over the line. We're experiencing pain, tingling, and that's really injuring our body. There's a fine line, so never pressing over that space. Next time you find the chin to the chest, take the rotation in the opposite direction. Next time you find your chin to the chest, lift your gaze back towards the front of the room. Keep those eyes closed or gently open them if you need to. We're going to inhale, hinging forward from those hips, and begin our Suphi grind. You can take that Suphi grind as deep as you want to here, allowing the heart to come parallel to the earth. Crown of the head comes forward to the front of the room as you're rotating towards the front. Inhaling from the front to the back, and exhaling from the back to the front. Next time you find yourself towards the front of the rotation, draw in the opposite direction. Again, matching your breath with your movement. Inhale, rise up into that neutral, easy seated posture. Drop those hands outside those hips, gently framing the hips with the hands. Inhale, arms come overhead. Reach through the fingertips. The spine comes nice and long and straight. Feel that energy rising from the base of the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Exhale, releasing the left hand into the earth. Reach through the right arm towards the opposite wall. You can take a gentle bounce here or remain in stillness. Rotate that shoulder back, exposing the heart. Inhale, arms come back overhead, reach through the fingertips. Nice, strong, long posture. Exhale, releasing the opposite hand into the earth and reach through the fingertips of the left arm. Remembering to keep that shoulder rotated back and down, exposing the heart space, opening up. Ready to receive. Inhale, rise up, arms come back into the sky, lengthen through the arms, reach those fingertips charged, like long and strong, as if those fingertips were antenna for that divine energy, source energy, creator energy to just flow into your being. Visualize it like a golden honey just dripping in through your fingertips all the way down the hands, the wrists, the arms, until it completely covers the entirety of your being, all the way down to the sits bones that are anchoring you into the earth. On your next exhalation, releasing those fingertips all the way down to the mat, slowly and gently grounding your energy all the way down. As you feel into that beautiful golden quality of energy that totally fill up your being. And beginning on the right side, we're going to inhale and swing that right arm across the front side of the body, reaching up through that arm, exposing the heart space, and exhale, swing it back down. Take it to the opposite side, inhaling up on the left. Reach through the fingertips, exhale, take it down. Continuing on at your own pace, intentional movement, feeling into the beauty of that stretch. Feel how the body responds and appreciates and enjoys every second of it. Exhale, release those left fingertips back down into the earth. Taking the palms of your hands and gently resting them face down onto the legs, onto the knees. We're going to begin to take those gentle shoulder circles first, moving up towards the ears along the back side and down towards the front side. Inhaling up, exhale down, and just continuing on, opening up that body, opening up those shoulders. Really want to warm up those shoulders and open up that space under those shoulder blades so that as we engage in that bird of paradise posture, we're not pulling too hard, compromising our body. The next time you find your shoulders towards the bottom, take that rotation in the opposite direction, this time up towards the ears on the front side and back down the back side. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more time, release those shoulders back down into their neutral space. Inhale, open up through those arms, reach through those fingertips towards the opposite walls. Exhale, we're going to cross those arms over each other and reach our hands towards the back of our shoulders, shoulder blades. And just give ourselves this nice squeeze for a moment. You can gently shake side to side if you want to here, or just remain in stillness and breathe into the body. Tuck the chin ever so slightly back and down. Keeping that long, straight center line of the body for the energy to facilitate movement. You can even walk those fingertips a little closer together here if you can, as our shoulders open up, as muscles begin to relax. Inhale, release those hands and open up through those arms again. Fingertips are reaching towards the walls. Heart space is lifted, collarbone rises up towards the chin. Take the left arm across the body. Drape the right arm underneath, not on the joint of the elbow, but just on that arm above the elbow. And pull the arm in. You can relax the left arm as you open up through that shoulder blade. Close the eyes here if you want to. And just control how deep you take that stretch by drawing that right arm towards the body. Inhale, open up through those arms. Stretch through the fingertips, nice and charged. Pulling that pranic energy into your body on the inhalation. And then draw the right arm across the body. Drop the left arm underneath. Pull it in, open up through that shoulder blade. Inhale, opening up through those arms, reaching through those fingertips. Take those fingertips into the sky as you press the palms of the hands together. Come into prayer pose and exhale. Take those thumbs and anchor them into your heart space. Take a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more deep inhalation. And then exhale, drop those hands in front of those shin bones, resting them into the earth. We're going to press ourselves forward, come up on those hands and knees as you uncross the legs. We're going to come into our cat-cow posture. So tabletop position, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, the hips on top of the knees. Just gently resting the tops of the feet into the earth. Long, straight spine from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head, gaze between the hands. We're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze and the tailbone for our cow posture. Exhale, rounding through the spine, tuck the tailbone and take the other chin to the chest for your cat. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Just continuing on, moving your body. Waking up that spine, nourishing that spine with that cerebrospinal fluid, pushing it into all of those little nooks and crannies and spaces that's needed to facilitate for your mobility and depth of movement. Come back into your tabletop position. Nice long straight spine. Curl the toes under, pressing the glutes back towards those heels as we come up. We're going to open up those channels. those energetic channels within the body. This can be a really uncomfortable posture for some people. It really pulls on the calf and the soles of the feet. So just listen to your body. We're going to inhale, arms come overhead. If you can't move in this posture, just keep the soles or the tops of the feet gently resting into the earth in that rock pose. If you can maintain this posture, cleaning out those energetic channels, that's amazing. So drop those hands into heart center. We're going to open up the 3 middle fingers, keeping the pinkies and the thumbs connected in the base of the palms for our lotus hand mudra. And just visualizing all of the beauty that you want to receive, filling up that hands, the mudra. Inhale deeply. Exhale, shift your weight forward, drop those hands into the earth, and tap out the tops of your feet. And then curling the toes under, pressing the hips into the sky, downward facing dog, dropping those heels down into the earth. Pressing the heart space towards the thighs, gaze is at the shins. Focusing on that solar plexus energy, that beautiful golden ball of light that resides just underneath the rib cage in the center of the body. And visualizing that beautiful golden ball becoming brighter and bigger and warmer. And again, energizing you with that beautiful golden light that looks like a thick honey, just totally filling you up. Particularly focusing on those places where your body feels compromised, where you feel tired, where you feel tension or resistance. And then inhale, taking your gaze forward, stepping or floating towards the hands. We're going to hang in our forward fold here, so keep those feet about hip-width distance apart. You can pick those toes up, beginning with your pinky toes, planting each toe into the earth until you get all the way to the big toe, creating space in between. This is how we get those yoga feet, those feet that keep us nice and strong and balanced, connected and anchored into the earth. Take a gentle bend in your knees here. We don't want to be rigid or locked. Then you can even tuck your pinkies into opposite elbows, taking those gentle swinging movements from side to side, remaining still. Take a couple deep breaths. Crown of the head totally releases towards the earth. Completely relaxing. Nice and slow and gentle and easy. Roll up through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, cactus out the arms. Press that heart space forward as you draw those shoulder blades towards one another. Really squeeze. Inhale, reach the fingertips back into the sky. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Inhale, half lift. Crown of the head shines forward, taking those thumbs and anchoring them into the heart space or resting the palms on the shins. Exhale, release the hands back into the earth, forward fold, and then rising up, rolling up through that spine. Nice and slow, drawing the fingertips back into the sky. Exhale, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, draw those fingertips back towards the sun. And then exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, drop the hands into the mat, rolling up. One more time. Take the arms overhead. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach those hands overhead. Exhaling and swan diving forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, drop the hands into the mat. Pedal out those knees for a second, lifting one heel away from the earth and then the other. We're going to move into our sun salutation. So release both heels down into the earth, rolling up through the spine. Draw the arms overhead. Nice fluid movements here. Exhale, press the heart space forward and cactus out the arms. Inhale, reach the fingertips into the sky. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, drop the hands into the earth, step or float back into your plank posture. Keep those legs to touch, heels are drawn towards the back wall. Shoulders are stacked on top of the wrists, nice long straight line at the bottom. Inhale deeply. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep those elbows tight towards the rib cage as you drop that heart space towards the earth. Inhale. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, curl the toes under. Press the hips into the sky, downward dog. Stepping or floating towards the hands and beginning again. We're going to take two more at our own pace. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, drop the hands into the mat. Step or float back. Plank posture. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, curl the toes, down dog. Step or float forward. Take one more. Drop those knees into the mat. Come back into your tabletop position. Draw your knees towards the edge of the mat. Press the glutes back towards the heels. Stretch those fingertips towards the top edge of your mat. Reach them as far in front of you as you can, releasing the third eye space into the earth and dropping that heart as close to the mat as you can. Peaceful warrior. Totally humble posture. Surrendering to the higher aspects of our own being. Surrendering to that call for fun, for joy, for play. And meeting ourselves in that space. Not refusing to engage in the fun. Not refusing to make the memories with the people we love most. Allowing them to see the vulnerability, the truth of our being. And giving them the gift of truly experiencing who and what we are. Even the fun. Even the playful. Even the silly. Whenever you're ready, inhale, rise up. Back into your tabletop position. Curling the toes under, pressing the hips into the sky. We're going to come into our lizard's pose. So beginning on the left side, we're going to inhale, lift up to the left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, rotate the ankle. Inhale, lengthen through your leg. And exhale, pull it all the way through for a low lunge. We're going to take our left hand inside of the arch of the left foot so that you can work that foot towards the upper left-hand corner of your mat. Coming down on that right knee and lengthening through that leg. You can allow this to be the fullest expression of your lizard's pose today, or you can come down onto your forearms. You can even come up on the nice edge of your left foot. You can curl the back toes under, lifting that right knee away from the earth, engaging the core. Crown of the head shining towards the front of the room. Just listen to your body and the fullest expression that feels best to you today. Not where you think you should be, but what other people can do, what feels best to you today. What's pushing you out of your comfort zone, but not into pain or to live in illness. And just breathe into the posture. Feeling your body opening up, inviting it to open, to relax, to release. And then pressing into the palms of the hands, lengthening through the arms. Take the foot back down into the mat if you had it up on the knife's edge. Curl the back toes under. Pull the knee away from the mat. Lift the glutes up towards the sky so that you can carefully and gently take that left foot back to the right. That wasn't very graceful for me. That's stuck on my back. We're going to take it to the opposite side this time. So inhale, lift up through the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Rotate that ankle. Inhale, lengthen through the leg. Exhale, pull it through for your low lunge. Take the right hand inside of the arch of the right foot, work it towards the upper right hand corner of the mat. Release the left knee down into the earth. Come into the exact same expression of the lizard on this side as you did on the opposite. Balancing out both sides of your body, but go into posture nice and slow. Remembering there's no rush, no pressure. Easing into posture. And just breathe. Focus on your alignment. Keeping the body strong and engaged. Come back up onto those hands, long through the arms. Rest the sole of the foot back in the mat. Curl the left toes under, press the hips up. Draw the right foot back to meet the left. Let's pedal it out here in this pyramid pose, this downward facing dog. And then releasing the heels down into the earth. Nice, strong pyramid posture. Channeling the energy from divinity, universal knowledge, universal energy, the courage to be injecting our life experience with that playful energy. Gazing forward towards those hands, step or float towards the top. And then inhale, rise up, rolling up through the spine. Arms come overhead. Tadasana or mountain pose. Drop those hands in the heart center, anchor the thumbs into the heart space. Or take the hands forward towards the front of the room and take a couple deep breaths. As you ground into your energetic space, visualizing those roots growing out from the bottom of your feet. We're going to come into our Garbhodasana or eagle posture. So inhale, open up those arms nice and wide. Exhale, sink into your posture by bending those knees. We're going to draw the left arm up in front of the body, fingertips rise into the sky. Right arm swings underneath. You can wrap those hands around each other, arms around each other, taking the palms of the hands towards each other, or gently resting the palms of the hands on opposite shoulders. So just listen to your body. And then whatever arm is underneath, or since our right arm, we're going to take our right leg, cross it over the left. You can take those toes and wrap them around the back of the calf, allow that foot to hang, or you can even kickstand those toes, resting them into the mat. And just sink a little deeper here, but keep those elbows lifted up and away from the heart, and gaze between the hands. If you fall out, it's okay, just come back into posture. Inhale, open up those arms. Release that foot back into the earth. Take those hands back towards the front of the room. Mountain pose. Take a couple deep breaths. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Inhale, open those arms, those beautiful eagle wings back up. Take it to the opposite side. This time the right arm comes in front of the body. Fingertips are directly up into the sky. Dropping the left arm underneath. Wrap them around each other. Palms of the hands come to touch. This time we're going to be crossing the left leg over the right. Same expression of this posture on this side as you did on the opposite. And just breathe in the body. Inhale, open up. Fly out of that bird snake posture. Flap your wings a couple times. Rest those feet into the earth. Drop those fingertips, palms of the hands down to the side of the body. Take the palms towards the front of the room. Close the eyes. Take a couple deep breaths. Gently opening those eyes whenever you're ready. So we're going to begin to move into our end of our practice, which is tapping into that bird of paradise posture. We're going to take a couple postures that are really beneficial for practicing coming into the fullest expression. We're slowly inching forward and going a little bit deeper here. So if you have a belt handy, a towel, something that you can use so that as we take our bind, it gives you a little bit more length if you cannot reach your hands to clasp, okay? So we're going to get started by inhaling and drawing the arms overhead. Exhaling, cactusing out the arms. Inhale, fingertips rise into the sky, and exhale, hinging forward from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, drop those hands into the mat. Downward dog. Inhale, lifting up through the left leg. Exhale, pull it through for your low lunge. We're going to spin that back foot, grounding the heel into the earth, taking your toes out at a 45-degree angle towards the edge of the mat. And this is where we're going to practice our bind. So I'm going to take it to this side so you guys can see what we're doing here. We're going to drop that left arm towards the earth. Wrap it up around the back right hip. Take the left arm, swing it around your back, reaching those fingertips towards the right arm. Clasping the hands if you can. If you cannot clasp your hands, this is where that belt, towel, or fabric is going to come handy. As you reach it through, you can take that and grab onto that fabric, okay? Open up your heart space. Rotate that shoulder back so that your heart space is nice and open. So here's what it looks like from the front side. Press that shoulder back. Heart space is open and lifted. Step the left foot in. Come high on the right toe. Just like so. Left leg is anchored and grounded. You can take a gentle bend here in that leg. Take a couple deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Let go of your bind. Take the toes back to the front. Pedal out the knees. Inhale, rise up. So that we can take it to the opposite side. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, fingertips rise up. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, drop the fingertips into the earth. And step it back. We're going to take it to the opposite side. Inhale, lift up through the right leg. Exhale, pull it all the way through the lunge. Spin on the ball of that back foot. Drop the heel into the mat. Toes are at a 45-degree angle towards the top of the mat. And come into your bind. So if you need a piece of fabric or a towel or a belt, drop that left arm down. We're going to reach the elbow towards the earth. Reach through those legs up towards the left hip. Swing the right arm up the top and reach towards the fingertips. Open up through the heart. Take those deep breaths. Step in with your right leg. Come up high on your left toe. Keep the rotated shoulder back and down. Take a couple deep breaths. Exhale. Release the hands into the mat, toes come forward, pedal it out. Inhale, roll it up nice and slow. Rise up, palms of the hands come forward, mountain pose. So we're going to take it a little bit deeper today. We're going to use the wall as our assistant. So again, take your fabric or your towel or your belt, whatever it is that you have. And what we're going to do, we're going to use our wall to support us in our bird of paradise pose. So you don't necessarily have to bring your foot up towards the sky here. You can take your foot up about halfway if that feels comfortable. So whatever leg you're grounding through, we're going to start by grounding through my left leg. Inhale, bend your knee so that you can lift your right foot up onto the wall in front of you. Take it to that comfortable place and lengthen through the leg. We're going to take a moment just to breathe into that posture. Keep that left grounded leg gently bent and not locked in the knee. And then you can take your bind. So we're going to drop the right arm underneath, reach the hand towards the back hip, and then grab onto your belt or your fabric, stand up so that you're long through the spine, drop your shoulder back and down, and breathe into your posture. It's okay if that right knee is bent. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Just listen to your body. Take a couple more deep breaths here. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Exhale, release the bind. Twist so that your gaze is back towards the wall. Release the right leg away from the wall. Pedal it out. We're going to take it to the opposite side now. So this time, grounding through the right leg. Lifting up through the left leg. And just take a couple deep breaths here. If you need to wrap your hands underneath your thigh so that you can come along through the spine. And give you a little additional support. Just gaze at the toes of your left foot. And then the bind, dropping the left arm down, wrap that hand around that left hip, swing your arm on the right side around, grab onto hands, clasping your fingers, or using your towel or belt. Rotate that shoulder back and down, exposing the heart, and take your deep breaths. Exhale, release the bind. Untwist the body. Take the gaze back towards the front. Release the foot down away from the wall. Pedal out both legs. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, cactus in out. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, drop the hands into the earth, come down onto the knees. Releasing the glutes into the earth. Take those knees and bend them in front of you. Soles of the feet are resting into the mat. Reach out through the arms, palms of the hands facing each other. And then vertebra by vertebra, use your core strength to slowly ease your back into the earth. Inhale, take your knees into the chest. Holding on to just the right leg, clasp the hands around the front right shin bone. Inhale, lift up through the left leg. And exhale, take it down into the mat. Reaching out through the right arm. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Pull it across, supine twist. Keep both shoulders grounded into the earth. If it feels safe and comfortable on the neck, you can gaze over the right fingertips and take those breaths. And untwist the spine. Take knees back into the chest. Holding on to just the left leg this time. Inhale, lifting up through the right. Exhale, take it down with grace, knees into the earth. Reaching out through the left arm. Right hand comes outside of the left leg. Pull it across. Untwisting the spine. Knees come back into the chest. Happy baby posture. Grab onto the outside edges of both feet, drawing those knees in towards the armpits, soles of the feet facing up into the sky, taking some gentle movement or remaining in stillness. And exhale, release those feet whenever you're ready. Finishing up your practice today by coming into your Shavasana corpse posture, or taking any last postures that you might need before you find that corpse pose. Fully relax into the corpse pose by allowing the feet to fall to the side. Resting the bottom, the arms at the side of the body. And just breathe. Where does my fear exist in regards to experiencing the playful nature of my own being? How can I overcome that fear? By slowly infiltrating more opportunity for more fun, more play, more joy, more levity. To be more carefree. recognizing that as the truest nature of my own soul space and heart. Not forcing myself to do playful things that I think other people would do, but just opening up opportunities to engage in different actions, different opportunities to experience that fun and playful nature of my own being. And however that most authentically looks for me. Slowly and gently draw the knees into the chest. Rocking side to side or back and forth for a moment. And then gently rocking or rolling on that spine until you can draw yourself upright to a comfortable seated posture. So that we can finish our practice today with 3 long Sat Nams and truth, truth is my name, truth is my identity. Inhale, take those hands in a prayer posture, anchor those thumbs into the chest. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And inhale to begin. Satnam. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me here today. I hope you guys have an awesome week. Hope y'all are looking for ways to infuse your life experience with more fun, more joy, more playfulness, more lightheartedness, more silliness. Letting go of all of the walls, all of the things we told ourselves we should be, we have to be, the ways that we must present ourselves to be acceptable, and allow ourselves to tap into the true authenticity of who and what we are, and fully accepting the beauty of that divinity, which involves the joy, the beauty, the happiness, the lightness. So enjoy your week, and I will look forward to seeing you guys next time.